say I knew that a data breach had happened and my customers or employees' data had been taken or compromised. What do I do?
Call your insurance company, call your IT provider, and you may have to call an attorney because there's certain things that you need to do. So
step one, call all three of those, but what's the,
yeah. I mean, it just depends on if you have insurance. If you don't have insurance, you're going to have to pay for that breach and follow whatever your state laws are to respond to the breach. If you have insurance, the insurance will kick in and help you through that. You still may need some local counsel from a good business attorney that can just guide you, that understands it. And then from the IT perspective, you're going to need somebody to resecure things and at least stop the bleeding at that point. And then at some point, someone's going to have to do IT forensics and figure out what was exposed, who exposed it, how did it get exposed, is it really out there? So there's just that's the short answer of a multiple day process, probably.
What Zach is referring to is on the uninsured side, this is a very costly and time-consuming thing for a single event to take place. If you have a cyber liability policy, not all policies are built the same. There are policies out there that come with the mitigation, will come with the forensic, and come with the initial response and management of said breach to those clients. And basically what will happen is the client will just pick up the phone and say, hey, I believe there's a potential breach. And they're talking to the insurance company. The insurance company will then ask them a series of questions. They'll ask for the IT staff's information, and then from there they'll take a statement from IT, and then from there, if needed, they'll go ahead and do a forensic audit or handle the situation accordingly. But all of this is covered under the policy. It's basically just a few phone calls from the business owners, and then everybody else goes to work on behalf of the business to rectify the situation. So it could either be a really easy situation or a really bad situation very quickly.
And the average cost of a breach, all the stuff, notifications, all the IT stuff is about $200 per record. So
define what you mean by a record.
Each record of personal information. So if you've got 5,000 clients with credit card numbers on file, or 5,000 clients with whatever Social Security numbers, you multiply that times $200. That's roughly your cost if that whole network was breached.
And that's before any lawsuits are brought or anything. That's notification and rectification, possible setup of credit monitoring, things of that sort. So, but that's before you really get to the big stuff.
And if you buy a good insurance plan, you'll pay the insurance premium, but all that stuff we would have coverage for the notification cost, the data the credit monitoring, or the monitoring for a year, and the forensics and all that stuff would be built in the policy. But that stuff's expensive. I mean, you talk about attorneys charging $500-$600 an hour. IT forensic IT stuff is expensive. And then you start figuring out how much it's going to cost to pay for credit monitoring for people and stuff like that. So, it's expensive.